Imagine this. You're earning 12 lakh rupees a year. That's 1 lakh every single month hitting your bank account. Now, what if I told you that legally, completely legally, you could pay absolutely zero tax on this entire income? Not a single rupee going to the government. Sounds impossible, right? Sounds like some shady scheme that'll land you in trouble with the income tax department? Well, here's the truth that most chartered accountants won't tell you for free, and that your HR department definitely hasn't explained properly. The Indian tax system, specifically after the Budget 2024 announcements, has created a pathway where middle-class salaried employees can legitimately reduce their tax liability to zero. And no, this isn't about hiding income or cooking your books. This is about understanding the rules of the game and playing them smartly. Every year, lakhs of Indians overpay their taxes simply because they don't understand deductions, rebates, and exemptions that are their legal right. Money that could be going into their mutual fund SIPs, their emergency funds, or their children's education is instead flowing into government coffers unnecessarily. Today, that changes for you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact calculation, rupee by rupee, showing you how someone earning 12 lakh rupees can bring their tax liability down to zero. We'll compare the new and old tax regimes, decode Section 87A that hardly anyone talks about, and build a complete tax-saving strategy. Grab a notebook, because the next 15 minutes could literally save you lakhs over your career. Before we dive into the zero tax calculation, you need to understand the battlefield. India currently has two tax regimes running parallel to each other, and choosing the wrong one could cost you serious money. Let's break this down simply. The old tax regime is like that vintage car your father loves. It's complicated, requires maintenance, but in the right hands, delivers incredible performance. Under this regime, you get access to all the deductions, exemptions like HRA, LTA, Section 80C, 80D home loan interest, and dozens of others. The tax slabs start at 5% for income above 2.5 lakhs and go up to 30% for income above 10 lakhs. Now, the new tax regime introduced in 2020 and made default from 2023 is like an automatic car. Simple, straightforward, lower tax rates, but almost no deductions allowed. The slabs are more favorable, starting at just 5% for income between 3 to 6 lakhs and capping at 30% only above 15 lakhs. Here's where it gets interesting for our 12 lakh target. Under the new regime, after the 2024 budget changes, you get a standard deduction of 75,000 rupees. Plus, and this is crucial, the Section 87A rebate limit was increased, making income up to 7 lakh rupees completely tax-free under the new regime. But wait, can we achieve zero tax on 12 lakhs using the old regime? Absolutely, but it requires strategic investments and proper documentation. The old regime demands effort but rewards you generously. For most salaried employees earning between 8 to 15 lakhs, the old regime with proper planning still wins. Let me show you exactly why with actual numbers. Now let me introduce you to the most underrated, most powerful, and most ignored provision in Indian tax law. Section 87A. This single section has the power to make your entire tax liability disappear, and most taxpayers have never even heard of it. Here's how Section 87A works. If your total taxable income, after all deductions and exemptions, falls below a certain threshold, the government gives you a rebate that completely wipes out your tax. Under the old tax regime, if your taxable income is up to 5 lakh rupees, you get a rebate of up to 12,500 rupees, making your tax zero. Under the new tax regime, after Budget 2024 updates, if your taxable income is up to 7 lakh rupees, you get a rebate of up to 25,000 rupees, again making your tax zero. Now, think about this strategically. Our goal with a 12 lakh income is to use legitimate deductions to bring the taxable income below these thresholds. If we can reduce 12 lakhs to 5 lakhs taxable income under the old regime, or to 7 lakhs under the new regime, Section 87A kicks in and eliminates our entire tax liability. This is not tax evasion. This is tax planning. The government created these provisions to encourage savings, insurance coverage, and retirement planning. They want you to use these benefits. The tragedy is that most Indians don't know these tools exist or how to use them effectively. So let me now show you the exact deductions that will help us achieve this. We'll start with the foundation of all tax planning, the legendary Section 80C. Section 80C is the bread and butter of every tax-saving strategy in India. It allows you to claim deductions of up to 1,50,000 rupees per financial year. Let me list out the most popular 80C investments that smart millennials are using. First, Employee Provident Fund or EPF. If you're salaried, 12% of your basic salary automatically goes into EPF. This counts towards 80C. For someone earning 12 lakhs, with basic salary around 50%, that's approximately 36,000 rupees already claimed. Second, Public Provident Fund or PPF. You can invest up to 1,50,000 rupees annually in PPF. It offers around 7% returns, completely tax-free. PPF is perfect for your long-term retirement corpus. Third, ELSS mutual funds. Equity-linked savings schemes are my personal favorite for young investors. They have the shortest lock-in period of just 3 years, offer market-linked returns, and qualify for 80C deduction. Fourth, life insurance premiums. Your LIC policy premiums or term insurance premiums count under 80C. However, I always recommend pure term insurance rather than expensive endowment policies. Fifth, children's tuition fees. If you have kids, their school tuition fees up to 1,50,000 for 2 children qualify under 80C. Sixth, home loan principal repayment. The principal component of your home loan EMI is deductible under 80C. Now, here's the strategy. To maximize 80C, you need to invest the full 1,50,000 rupees. If your EPF contribution covers 36,000, you need to invest approximately 1,14,000 more through ELSS, PPF, or other instruments. This single deduction reduces your 12 lakh income to 10,50,000. We are making progress, but we need more weapons in our arsenal. Now let's unlock the advanced deductions that most people ignore or miscalculate. These are the game changers that will push our taxable income below the magic threshold. House rent allowance, or HRA, is a goldmine for salaried individuals living in rented accommodation. If you're paying rent and your salary includes an HRA component, you can claim exemption under Section 10. The exempt amount is the minimum of 3 calculations: actual HRA received, 50% of basic salary for metro cities or 40% for non-metros, or actual rent paid minus 10% of basic salary. For someone earning 12 lakhs with proper rent payments, HRA exemption can easily range from 1 lakh to 2 lakh rupees annually. This is huge. Next, Section 80D covers health insurance premiums. You can claim up to 25,000 rupees for insurance premium paid for yourself, spouse, and children. If you also pay premium for your parents, that's an additional 25,000 or 50,000 if parents are senior citizens. That's potentially 75,000 rupees additional deduction. Now, the real powerhouse, National Pension System under Section 80CCD. Beyond the ATC limit of 1,50,000, NPS offers an additional deduction of 50,000 rupees under Section 80CCD 1B. This is over and above ATC. If your employer contributes to NPS, that's another deduction under ATCCD 2, up to 10% of basic salary. Don't forget the standard deduction of 50,000 rupees that every salaried individual gets automatically, now increased to 75,000 under the new regime. Professional tax of around 2,400 rupees is also deductible. When you stack all these together, watch what happens to our 12 lakh income. Alright, let's put everything together and see the magic happen. I'm going to walk you through a complete calculation for someone earning 12 lakh rupees annually under the old tax regime. Starting gross salary, 12 lakh rupees. First, we claim HRA exemption. Assuming you pay 20,000 rent monthly and your HRA component allows it, you can claim approximately 1,80,000 exemption. Remaining, 10,20,000. Next, standard deduction of 50,000 rupees. Remaining, 9,70,000. Professional tax deduction of 2,400 rupees. Remaining, 9,67,600. Now we apply Chapter 6A deductions. Section ATC investments of 1,50,000 rupees, let's say through EPF, ELSS, and PPF combined. Remaining, 8,17,600. Section 80D health insurance premium of 25,000 for self and 50,000 for senior citizen parents. Total 75,000 deduction. Remaining, 7,42,600. Section 80CCD 1B NPS additional contribution of 50,000 rupees. Remaining, 6,92,600. Add Section 80 TTA interest on savings account up to 10,000 rupees. Remaining, 6,82,600. Now comes the beautiful part. Our taxable income is 6,82,600, but wait, that's still above the 5 lakh threshold for 87A. Here's the solution. If you claim additional deductions like home loan interest under Section 24 up to 2 lakh rupees, or increase NPS employer contribution, or use leave travel allowance, you can push this below 5 lakhs. Even at current levels, your actual tax would be around 37,000 rupees approximately, but with slight adjustments, you can hit zero. Before I let you go and start your tax planning journey, let me warn you about the deadly mistakes that cost Indians crores of rupees collectively every year. First mistake, choosing the wrong tax regime without calculation. Don't just follow what your colleague does. Calculate your specific situation for both regimes before deciding. Use online tax calculators or consult a CA. Second mistake, forgetting to submit investment proofs to HR. You might have made all the right investments, but if you don't submit proofs during the declaration window, your employer will deduct TDS based on zero deductions. Keep all receipts organized. Third mistake, investing in wrong ATC instruments just for tax saving. Don't buy expensive insurance policies that give poor returns just because an agent pushed them. ELSS and PPF offer better wealth creation while saving the same tax. Fourth mistake, not claiming HRA when eligible. If you pay rent to your parents and they declare it as rental income, you can legitimately claim HRA. Many people miss this. Fifth mistake, ignoring NPS for the additional 50,000 benefit. This is free money, an extra deduction beyond ATC. Don't leave it on the table. Remember, tax planning should start in April, not March. When you plan throughout the year, you can spread investments systematically through SIPs rather than scrambling for lump sum amounts in February. If this video helped you understand tax saving better, smash that like button and subscribe to Mahayukti Finance. Share this with that friend who complains about high taxes every month. Until next time, plan smart, save legally, and build wealth systematically.